I'm gonna shuffle some cards first. I don't know what is making me laugh right now. Huh. Interesting. So, something about making the best out of a situation that appears to be really bad and unfortunate, maybe even traumatizing. Yeah. Because it's all about perception, is how I'm getting it. Okay, so something about child. Oh my god, these cars are like. They're so excited today. But yeah, so something about it seems kind of like rewriting the past or starting to think about an old situation in a new way. A situation that you spent a lot of time thinking about it primarily in its negative aspects, which, that could be true. It could be negative aspects for sure, but it's like it seems like you already learned all the lessons you needed to learn by looking at it from that negative perspective, and now hanging on to that negative perspective is starting to skew your perception of it because you're overemphasizing the negative aspects of the event or situation, maybe a relationship, but then you're not you're not spending any time on the positive aspects. So it's almost seeming like the whole thing was negative, and then just having that stance of like, oh, the whole thing was negative. It's not fair because you're judging your past self with a skewed lens. Because if it was all bad the whole time, you wouldn't have been in that situation. You wouldn't have stayed in it. You know what I mean? So um, by you just viewing it from that negative standpoint from so long, it makes it harder for you to process and heal from that situation because you're like, oh my gosh, what was I thinking? But it's like there were benefits. There were benefits, and that's why you at the time were, in that situation because there were positives, there were pluses that for you at that time felt like they were outweighing the negatives. In hindsight, you know that it wasn't worth it and the negatives were really like outweighing the positives. And that's why after, like, because when you were in the situation, it was okay. The clouds are talking to me. We're not even gonna get there yet because I'm gonna finish my point and I'm gonna have to talk really fast. So it's like when you're in the situation, you felt like when you were in the situation, you had rose tinted glasses. So you were overemphasizing the positive and downplaying the negative. But now that you're out of it, you're doing the opposite. So you've done the opposite, and it's like you've seen the negative part. So it's messages coming through like that's already balanced. You've already balanced it. You've already addressed and confronted the aspects that you were not able to or not prepared to address back then. But now we gotta like go back to a more balanced state of like, yeah, so there were positives and there were negatives. Because when you keep emphasizing the negatives and forgetting that there were actually positives for you to have been in that situation, it makes it seem like you were being irrational, and it's not really fair to your past self, is how I'm getting it. So there is a police car driving by, but it's like a bigger one. It's almost like a van. And then the clouds were telling me something. So it kind of looks like a genie in a bottle, but also kind of looks like a gorilla. But he's like. It looks like a genie in a bottle, which to me is kind of like a mentor. But it's like they're playing tough. Tough love is coming through. It's like someone being like, I'm not actually this tough, or like, I don't actually feel this strongly or this harsh, but it's like they're trying to embody that in order to communicate something. So perhaps communicate importance. Yellow is coming through. Illumination is coming through. So I'm gonna grab this book. I'm seeing the word phone. I'm seeing the word ugh. Ugh. Okay, I'm seeing the word bubbling up. I'm seeing the word feeling. I'm seeing the word dick. And now I'm seeing horrible. Wait, I don't know why I'm whispering that part. And now I'm seeing the phrase horrible emotion. I'm seeing troubles. I'm seeing process. So something about emotional processing coming through. Emotional processing from the past. That was a theme. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Okay, I have two of these cards coming through. This one says practice. Right. The practice of morning pages is waking up and spending time writing anything that comes to mind. Give your intuition a medium through which to speak through. This one also says practice. It says take time to reflect on a situation you want answers about. Where does your intuition lead you? Is there an object in the room or space giving you an answer? Look out for words, symbols, or imagery. I'm seeing that shape. I forgot what it's called, but it's essentially a donut. But I'm seeing it in a realm that's like it's giving the Matrix. Like I see the grids. I'm seeing a reptilian anthropomorphic reptilian doing kung fu. But they're like suspended in the air. They're like in the middle of a jump. In the middle of the jump, that's making me feel like transition. Yeah, and then like looking at the clouds right now, I'm just looking at the different shades because depending on obviously, whoa. This is like so vivid right now. Like I feel like I'm up there with how vivid I'm seeing everything. So there's a meeting of dark and light. But the dark is never, it's like yin and yang shit. The dark is never just that. And the light is never just that either. Like, they're both integrated within one another. But I'm seeing it as like, they're in the process, they're in the transition. I'm hearing the word train track, which is making me think of maintenance. They're in the transition of integrating together. But also, I was hearing the word train track, which is making me think of maintenance. Polysaccharides. I'm seeing someone in a sombrero. So somebody has someone who's protecting them, who's like watching them from far away and protecting them. It could be a guide, but this is someone in armor. I don't know if this person has a face, but if they do, it's like nobody knows what their face looks like. But yeah, I'm seeing them in armor. And they have one of those swords. Swords. I'm seeing a rooster. See, okay, the rooster is throwing a punch. So something about animals, there's like symbolism. There's symbolism of animals fighting. But animals fighting in human ways. And there's a very cartoonish vibe as well. right now. And the rooster throwing a punch is making me think of Chubsaki Chooks. Which makes sense, because I do have Six of Cups here. Which is childhood. Whoa. Whoa. I'm seeing the word reflect, and I'm seeing the word pages. So yeah, something about going back to the history of your life, turning a few pages back, going back a few chapters in the book of your life, and reflecting on something that you didn't reflect before. It's like you have more insights now that you didn't have before. So it's like there's some stuff in the past that you don't even want to look at. You don't even want to acknowledge it. You don't even want to be in the same room as the thought of it. So, but something about doppelgangers is coming through. But you've gained insights to where if you go back and you look at it, you're going to learn something, even if learning something is just seeing how much you've actually grown. But something about doppelgangers is coming through, twins is coming through, imposters is coming through, mirrors is coming through, conceptualizing the unknown. Something about conceptualizing the unknown by projecting. Because I was reading a book the other day and it was talking about how some lady was talking about how she is seeing, she was looking at a jellyfish and she was like, oh my gosh, it almost looks like it has eyes. And then another lady was like, yeah, humans, we have a tendency to anthropomorphize. You know what I mean? Which basically means to assign human traits or characteristics to non-human things. So there's something about, okay, it's like you're trying to equate two situations that are not the same, but you're doing it as a means to understand. You're doing it as a means to like understand or conceptualize something, but it's not like there can be a benefit to doing that. Maybe at a certain point on your stage of like developing and processing whatever it was, maybe that was beneficial to look at it that way. But for right now, you're being called to your attention is being called to the fact that you're equating two things that are not equal. I'm seeing the word reliance. Something about movement, something about sliding. Sliding, like something is a sliding scale. I'm seeing the word speak. Something about self-expression. Something about computers. Something about mirrors, again, technology. Phone. Phone was a word that I saw in the other book. Phone. Reflection. Is she holding a shovel? Bro, kids be on some other shit. This girl this girl is riding a penny board holding a shovel. Like, what is happening? Oh my gosh, Shovel Knight. Oh my gosh. No, that's insane. Okay, because when I was talking about the being, like the faceless being that was watching over someone, they were like in armor, right? And there was something about what they were using, because it didn't quite feel like a sword. It felt like a sword, like kind of like a phallic weapon, but it didn't quite feel like a sword. And then seeing the little girl who's holding a shovel while riding a penny board for some reason, it made me think of Shovel Knight. And then literally I just split the deck to Knight of Wands. So Shovel Knight, and then we have this guy on the bottom. So Shovel Knight, it's a platformer. The graphics, oh my god, the graphics are not it, but that game is so fucking hard. For me, at least. I really struggled. I was getting stuck on that shit like nobody's fucking business. But the fact that it was Knight of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So Knight of Wands and Shovel Knight. Knight of Wands, Shovel Knight, Knight of Wands, video games. Yeah, so video games, and it was a Knight of Wands, so something about creative energy. Something about okay. So the entity, energy, whatever the fuck, it could even just be an aspect of yourself that is like standing in the background, watching you, lurking in the shadows. He's like an intense kind of like. That's the vibe. That's the vibe of whoever's lurking in the shadows, lurking in the shadows, wielding a shovel, ready to, you know. Ready to back you up if you need. But yeah, so that entity is supporting you on some sort of creative endeavor. I feel like it's not necessarily a creative endeavor. I feel like it's the endeavor of fully embodying your creativity. She's really shovel. She's really swinging the shovel around, guys. And then I have this on the bottom again, and then I have death. So whoever this is, and I do really feel like it could just be an aspect of yourself, they're ready to fucking, we had death. That's your ride or die. Like, they're ready to fucking swing that shovel if they need to swing that shovel so that you can fully express yourself and embark on the journey, not embark, but like make progress on the journey of self-discovery so you can reach a point of self-actualization. They are writing for you. But part of me, that girl's wearing a black shirt, which is again taking me back to the death card. Bro, this keeps coming up as I'm shuffling. This keeps coming up. But yeah, and then I'm seeing a black car go by. And yeah, so the girl in the black shirt just threw the shovel. So yeah, I feel like it's talking about death, like I feel like it's the death of the version of you that wasn't willing to ride for you while you pursue your creativity. Damn, it's the death to the version of you that was like, we don't have to, yeah, I want to do this thing, but like, we don't have to. And they're really emphasizing it's not a particular project, it's more about your essence and who you are and how you interact with your own desires and how you interact with the world, how you exchange energy. Guys, how does that keep coming up? Wait. That's like tripping me out. That's tripping me out. But anyways, but yeah, so I should probably talk about it. So 3 of Swords. Oh yeah, so that's like it's a self-betrayal. A self-betrayal. So yeah, it's the death to the version of yourself that would betray yourself, whatever that means. It doesn't have to be super deep. We don't have to like, I mean, if you do genuinely feel bad about that, like, that's fine, but it doesn't mean, I feel like betray is such a intense word, but we don't have to see it as like, oh my god, I've been betraying myself. But it's just like, hey, let's prioritize. Just shift those priorities a little bit. You know what I mean? Anything else? Okay, this is a part of the reading where they start hinting at like, ooh, there's good things coming if you heed this advice. Because I'm seeing, oh my god, what is that? What is that? It's like a box. I'm seeing a box, but it's locked. And there's just a little bit of light coming through the center, a little bit of sunlight coming through the center. As if the box is like in the process of being opened or could potentially be open. Oh, you know what it looks like? It looks like a box that, it's a locked box, but instead of needing a key, you need to put the right shaped object in the top of the box and then it expands. Oh, okay. So it's not like a box where you just open it and something's inside it. Oh my god, I'm seeing it as a fucking, what was that? Is it chaotic? Those little chaotic, where it's like you throw the ball and then it like pops up into something. So that's how I'm seeing it. And again, there's a lot of childhood energy There's a lot of childhood energy in this reading. Because, whoa, I'm seeing it as like... I thought I was tripping. So I was like, okay, let me like shuffle it like properly and like make sure. And I did, and it still came out. Okay. But yeah, I'm seeing it as like it's not a box that's like you open and something is in it. The box is the thing. You just gotta okay, wait. So yeah, you put the right shaped object inside. It's almost like animating it. I'm almost seeing it as like a diamond or like oh my god, what's that thing that fucking Tony Stark? Yeah, there's a lot of childhood energy in this reading. But yeah, what's that thing that like fucking Tony Stark, like he puts it in his fucking suit and then it's like the energy source. So it's like, yeah, I'm seeing it as like a little, not a little, but like a diamond or a ruby, a gem or something. Excuse me, that like goes inside the top of the box and then the box expands into something else. Wow, that's so cool. Okay, they're telling me to stop. They're telling me, shh, don't say too much. But yeah, I'm excited for you.